to Shelly Studio, and today I am doing mission inspiration for May, and I've included the photo so you can pause it if you want to do it, or go to the Facebook group, which I will hopefully remember to link below so that you can go check it out for yourself and join up if you aren't already doing the mission inspiration prompts, which are a ton of fun. Now, the first prompt that I use, you don't have to use them in order, so mine are definitely not in order, because one of my favorite things to do on a journal page before I start is to glue down random paper. So the first prompt I am using is the glue book text or script or something with words on it. That's all I can remember. Anyway, so I glued all those down, and the next prompt was to add texture paste. So I figured I would do it through a stencil. This is really a mask, but you get the idea. I'm really liking this compass mask, and so I've been using it a lot lately. And the words for inspiration that are on the picture at the beginning were wander, alive, peace, heart, and kindness. So I was thinking of the wander, where this is a compass, and traveling. So that is what I'm inspired by for this particular piece. So the next prompt I'm following is create drips or runs with color. So, and the colors on the prompt are skies, sunshine, and red apple. And the yellow is kind of a mustardy yellow, so I thought this one would work. And I was trying to create drips, hoping they would run through the texture I have on there. Now, the texture paste I used was from Walmart, and it's kind of a pearlescent, so it's a little bit different looking. I'm trying to get the color to run through those compass spots, and thinking it looks like a big hot mess. So I'm just dabbing, trying to make it look better. So I decided, since I really didn't like the way it was looking, I would add some white paint, and I end up liking that even less. But once you've done it to one spot, just keep going, hoping it will get better. It does eventually get a little bit better. But I go through and do it, and then I decide to get a baby wipe and see what I can wipe off. Some of that yellow is on there pretty permanently. But I go through and do this, and then I go back and put more white on. I have to be careful not to rub too hard, or I will get right down to the paper. Okay, so I'm going to do this one more time with more white. So the only place you'll really see any drips, if they even look like drips anymore, is inside the compass circles. Okay, so the next prompt was to dab paint over your page with a sponge. So I'm just taking a textured sponge and some of the blue color that was closest to what was on the prompts list, and just creating sort of a, this is kind of a border, kind of a vignette, getting darker on the outer edges and lighter in the center. Then I decide those compass circles just look kind of strange. So we're going to add some of the red, and the color they asked for is red apple. This one I think is Dylusion's cherry red, possibly. Can't remember if it was the cherry one or if it was the fire brick. I just decided to add that some more to create more layers, make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so one of the prompts was to add journaling or leave a space for later for journaling. And since I had all that texture on there already, I didn't really have a smooth surface that I could write on. So I just took a piece of cardstock, and this is just plain old cardstock, nothing fancy. And I'm stenciling that same compass pattern in the sky blue. That's the same paint that I dabbed on with the sponge, so it would match. And so this will work, so I can write on top of that if I decide I want to. And I'm just going to glue it up here and create yet another compass layer. Then I put weight on it to make it glue flat. Now the next prompt is to add 3 to 5 matching focal images. So I've got a cluster of images, but within that there will be 3 repeating elements. So all the images are different, but some of them will relate to each other. And I'm still going with that travel the travel prompt, and I just, or wander, that's the word, it was wander. And I just think of wander made me think of travel, which made me think of the compass, which makes me think of journey. Anyways, and I had just gotten back from a vacation, so I'm thinking of trips, so that's what we're gonna do. That will be my focus. And I just happened to be going through, like, I have all my magazine stuff that I've cut out of magazines just in a bin, and I was going through it and found that quote that says create your ideal journey. I don't even remember what they were advertising, but I thought it was fun, so I thought it went well with the theme. And I just happened to have that sticker with a little compass. So there we go. Now the whole time I was thinking I was going to put a bird in that girl's hand. I think she's actually doing like some sort of resistance band exercises. Like in that dress, right? That's the fun of getting those fashion magazines. All kinds of interesting poses. Oh yes, and I glued it onto cardstock. Obviously you can see I used that scrap for a bunch of different things. But that keeps that image flat. I did the same thing with the other 2 images. That keeps that flat so that it won't bump with all the texture that's underneath. So here are my repeating elements. They are ships. Well, sailing ships. So we've got sailboat on the right, kind of a interesting painting of a sailboat. The one in our hand, which is a pin. It's a bejeweled sailboat. And then the little teeny one on the side, on the left-hand side. And I don't know if you can really read what's on that little teeny sailboat. But it says, "Set sail, your future will thank you." I thought that was a fun quote too. Yep, and that's what happens when you slip with the pen. I feel like my background is so busy that I had to go around stuff and outline it. That's when your Eileen's tacky gets a little too tacky. It won't even come out of the bottle anymore. Need to use it up. I've had it for a little while. Alright, so the next prompt was add highlights and shadows. I didn't know how I was really going to do that. So I decided to go around the quote spot and just create a little bit of a shadow around there. Just using a pen I knew that was water reactive. And then I decided to go ahead and add some journaling. And it's really just random thoughts. Just about travel, you know. Let's see if I can even read my own handwriting. When you travel, you learn to see things from a whole new perspective, experiencing new things for yourself, not just from the couch. What would you include in your ideal journey? For me, well, I'm not sure yet. I've been on a few trips, but I'm not sure they were the ideal. I don't know. I would have to think about that. So the last prompt was to create a border. And I did the, what is that? The lazy man's way. Well, I always like to have shading around the edges, so that is going to be my border. I just had to trim the things that were hanging over the edge. There we go. I was thinking I was done, but I was looking at it for a few days and decided it was really, the background was really busy. So I decided to go around the girl with just a thin layer of the white paint. And yeah, that pen that activates will smear a little bit. But I think it's just better. I think it helps to add the white and calm down at least the background behind her. I think it also makes her stand out a little bit more. I didn't think black would work since she is black. Like everything she's wearing is black. Didn't think that would stand out very much. And that's just a spot I did not cut out. I'm trying to fill it with that white paint. It's not very good white paint. Okay. There we go. Well, guess I decided to do it around there too. So the mission and inspiration prompts are always so much fun. I hope you enjoyed watching me create this page, and I hope you give it a try. If you liked it, please hit like, feel free to share, comment, and as always, if you'd like to see more from me and you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.